the part of you that you call foolish, the part that trips over its own words, the impulses you cannot explain, the mistakes you make repeatedly, the choices that seem absurd to others. What if I told you that this stupid side is not a flaw, not a weakness, but one of the most powerful parts of your psyche? Carl Jung, one of the greatest explorers of the human mind, called this hidden part of ourselves the shadow, and he insisted that what we ignore, repress, or ridicule in ourselves never truly disappears. Instead, it waits in silence, growing, influencing our lives in ways we cannot always see, shaping our choices, our fears, and even the limits of our courage. From the earliest moments of our lives, we are taught to control, to correct, to align with the expectations of society, family, and culture. We are told that certain feelings, impulses, or even curiosities are inappropriate, shameful, or foolish. Perhaps you remember times when your creativity was mocked, when your ambition was dismissed, when your curiosity was ridiculed. We internalize these judgments and bury them deep inside our unconscious. What is fascinating and dangerous is that these buried parts of us are not inert. Jung emphasized that what is repressed in the shadow does not vanish. It transforms, taking forms we might not recognize, and often reemerges as compulsions, irritations, or sudden lapses in behavior that surprise us. This hidden, stupid side of ourselves, when ignored, can dominate our lives in subtle and destructive ways. Yet there is hope. Jung argued that the path to wholeness, the process he called individuation, is not about perfection. It is not about being flawless, polite, or morally impeccable according to society's standards. Wholeness arises from the integration of all aspects of ourselves, including the parts that are uncomfortable, irrational, or absurd. The so-called stupid side, the side we wish did not exist, is, in fact, a doorway to growth, insight, and even genius. By confronting and accepting these aspects of ourselves, we gain clarity, resilience, and the freedom to live fully and authentically. Consider the way many of us live today. We strive to appear competent, intelligent, in control at all times. Mistakes terrify us. Failure feels catastrophic. Even minor missteps provoke anxiety and self-criticism. But Jung understood something counterintuitive. It is precisely by embracing our mistakes, our misunderstandings, and our absurd impulses that we discover our capacity for wisdom. The foolish moments of our life are not punishments, they are teachers. They are signals pointing to where our growth is needed, areas where we have denied our full humanity, where our shadow has gone unacknowledged. In the same way that Nietzsche challenged humanity to look beyond good and evil, Jung urged us to move beyond simplistic moral binaries. The shadow often contains traits that society labels as bad: aggression, selfishness, jealousy. But it also contains our vitality, creativity, assertiveness, and courage. Traits that, when unrecognized, are stifled, leaving us obedient, predictable, and, ironically, powerless. The same energy that can destroy in one context can create brilliance in another. What society calls stupid or foolish can, when integrated consciously, become an engine of transformation, driving us to act decisively, think creatively, and live authentically. Even Dostoevsky, whose novels dissect the human soul with unparalleled insight, illustrates this principle. In Crime and Punishment, Raskolnikov's stupid actions, his arrogance, his impulsive violence, his ethical miscalculations reveal the depths of human complexity. They force him to confront his own conscience, the contradictions within himself, and ultimately, the necessity of acknowledging all parts of his psyche, including the aspects that terrify him. We see that our mistakes, our impulses, and our foolish choices are not meaningless. They are mirrors reflecting the truth about who we are beneath the layers of social conditioning and moral pretense. Integration of the shadow is not easy. Jung himself acknowledged that it involves confrontation with discomfort, fear, and self-doubt. It requires awareness, honesty, and a willingness to accept that some parts of ourselves are morally ambiguous, socially inconvenient, or personally embarrassing. But the reward is enormous, a psyche that is unified, vibrant, and capable of acting from a place of integrity rather than compulsion. The stupid side, once feared, becomes a source of creativity, assertiveness, and personal power. One of the most misunderstood aspects of Jung's work is that the shadow is purely negative. In fact, it is neither negative nor positive. It is neutral energy, containing potentials we have yet to recognize. When we repress our impulses to speak our truth, take risks, or assert ourselves, that energy becomes distorted, sometimes erupting in anger, anxiety, or destructive behavior. When we confront it, we can channel it. Aggression, for example, is often maligned in modern culture, associated only with violence. Yet healthy aggression is essential for survival, self-respect, and personal growth. It is the force that allows us to defend our boundaries, pursue our goals, and overcome fear. Clara Thompson, a psychoanalyst who followed Jung's ideas, described aggression as a natural tendency to grow, dominate, and explore life, a vital energy of living matter. When blocked, it manifests as frustration, resentment, or inner turmoil. When integrated, it becomes a tool for building character and self-confidence. Alexander Lowen, another student of Jungian principles, emphasized that many people carry an unconscious killer side, a latent aggression that, if ignored, controls them silently. But when recognized, it can be transformed into focus, assertiveness, and the courage to act. The lesson is clear. The parts of ourselves we fear, our foolishness, our impulses, our anger, are the very keys to liberation and strength. By facing them, naming them, and integrating them, we reclaim energy that was previously lost to fear and repression. It is also essential to recognize that this process is deeply personal. There is no universal formula. Integration requires self-observation, reflection, and experimentation. It may involve physical activity, art, or assertive social behavior. We might start by noticing where we overreact, where we feel shame, or where our impulses are strongest. Then, in controlled and conscious ways, we allow those energies to manifest, tempered with reflection and awareness. Nietzsche warned that every human contains potential for both good and evil. Embracing our shadow is not about becoming bad, but about reclaiming lost power and vitality, turning what was hidden into a tool for growth and mastery of the self. As we explore this, it becomes evident that what we call stupidity is not the opposite of intelligence. It is often a disguised form of insight waiting to be uncovered. The fool, the mistaken, the awkward, and the impulsive are archetypes of a deeper wisdom. They challenge us to step beyond rigid norms, question morality, and confront the uncomfortable truths of human nature. Schopenhauer also observed that human beings often fear freedom because it exposes our weaknesses and irrationalities. Accepting our stupid side is a way of reclaiming freedom, of acting authentically rather than as society dictates. By integrating these aspects, we become psychologically whole. Our decisions are no longer merely reactions to external expectations. They emerge from a unified inner life. Our creativity flourishes, our courage grows, and our relationships deepen because we are no longer fragmented, hiding pieces of ourselves in shame. Our stupid side becomes a source of humor, humility, and humanity, a reminder that life is lived fully only when we embrace the totality of our being. So the next time you feel embarrassed by a foolish choice, an impulsive reaction, or a clumsy moment, remember, this is not a failure. It is your shadow speaking. It is your unconscious urging you toward wholeness. It is a piece of yourself that, once integrated, can grant you power, insight, and freedom beyond what perfection could ever offer. Carl Jung's lesson is profound. Deny your shadow, and it will control you in secret. Embrace it, and it becomes one of your greatest allies. Your mistakes, your impulses, your stupid decisions, they are not flaws. They are signals, teachers, and tools. They are the untapped energy of a psyche waiting to be recognized and transformed. If this video opened your eyes to a truth about yourself, let me know in the comments. What part of your shadow are you ready to face today? And if you want more deep dives into psychology, philosophy, and the hidden truths of human nature, make sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell to stay updated. Every like, comment, and subscription helps bring more wisdom into this world. Thank you for watching, and remember, your stupid side has power, and only by embracing it can you truly become whole.